Today, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how the addition of some of your favourite bitters can completely transform some of your favourite rum cocktails. Now, for all these examples, I'm going to be using Ms. Better's Bitters brand new banana and bergamot bitters, and they are fantastic. But you could easily take this whole philosophy and replace the bitters with some of your favourites. As you can see here, I've got most of the collection of Ms. Better's Bitters. I've got a few more tucked away beside me, and I've got another sort of 20 odd different brands, different flavours of bitters down there. I promise you, all these flavours of bitters will work with what I'm about to show you, but it's up to you to kind of pick your favourites. I'm just going to be showcasing these. Now, why would you want a collection of bitters if you're into your rum and your rum cocktails? Well, quite simply, and to dumb it right down, bitters add a whole different layer of flavour, different complexity, different sort of subtle flavours to your cocktail without really changing the balance, without having to add a sugar syrup, extra sugar, or without having to add extra alcohol in the form of your liqueur. I love bitters for just that subtle transformation. Now, granted, at face value, these do look quite expensive, and they are quite expensive to buy. However, the cost per use is actually not that bad because, as you'll see, you do not use much. They are always long life and shelf stable, especially this brand, because they are alcohol at the base. Most of these are around the 40% ABV mark, so you're never really going to lose the flavour or aromas that these bitters provide. Now, yes, there are plenty of other brands out there. This is just a small selection of what I've got here, but I always come back to Ms. Better's Bitters. This isn't a paid promotion at all in the slightest. Yes, JBE John, big thank you, John, for sending me these through. But I do love them because they do hold their flavour. Some other brands here don't necessarily hold their flavour after a year or a couple of years, but that's completely up to you. You find your own brand that works for you. I'll be honest, I absolutely adore stuff like that. So come on then, stick with me. Let me show you some of my favourite ways to enjoy bitters in cocktails, how to simply riff cocktails up with subtle flavours. Now, the first cocktail will be obvious to a lot of you, the daiquiri, simple daiquiri. I've shouted about this so many times. My big favourite in a daiquiri would be the pineapple and star anise bitters. Just that little extra kind of dimension to a daiquiri is phenomenal. Your white rum. Now, these bitters are banana and bergamot. So yes, certain rums will react differently to certain flavours in your bitters. So it's up to you to pick and choose. I'm just going to point you in a couple of directions here. For me, column still rums will kind of give you less. I love column still rum daiquiris. They will give you less overall flavour, but a lovely, cleaner, crisper flavour in this. Like Ron Cube Carta Blanca would be my favourite. Flor de Carne in here, Brugal. But I'm not saying your pot stills, your blended rums won't work. You know, the Chairman's, the Plantation, of course they will. They're just going to add slightly different layers, slightly different sort of flavour profiles for this. So I think the banana and the bergamot, again for me, like the pineapple and star anise, is a big kind of combo to put with a column still rum. But I'm not telling you what to do. You go for your life. So you pick your rum of choice. I'm going for my standard sort of 5 to 1.5 ratio. So 50 ml double bubble of UK double bubble, that is, of your rum, 20 ml of freshly squeezed lime juice, and then just 15 ml for me of sugar syrup. Whatever your ratio is, you go for it. Now, these bitters, there we go, let's just pop these in there. This is how much you would kind of use, or how much I would use of these bitters. Kind of their pipettes. So we've got that. I would say that is perfect for me. It's about half a pipette. Sometimes I do like two sort of, if I've got about that much in a pipette, I'll do sort of two. But kind of half a pipette in there will completely and utterly transform this drink. So we've just got a pipette in there. Play about, you know, that is roughly sort of about 25, 30p, depending on how much you kind of use in the cocktail. So that's kind of, and that's UK prices. I don't know around the world, but that is kind of UK prices. So we're just going to do the standard thing. Power shake, good hard shake. Get that frosting on there, get some proper ice, get it proper cold. Double strain this down into your favourite sort of Nicanori, your favourite sort of daiquiri glass. So strain that all out. And then you can either serve this completely naked or with a garnish of your choice. Kind of, I've just got a little bit of lime peel there. Whatever takes your fancy. But does the banana come through? Yes, 100%. A great little shout on that might be sort of a Jamaican rum. I'm not overly keen on Jamaican rum in daiquiris. That's not my sort of vibe. But I totally get how this would be up a lot of people's streets. The banana with a Jamaican rum would be exquisite, but the column still, what I love from like a light column still rum daiquiri, the banana just kind of sings through. That could become a new favourite over the pineapple and star anise. It's close call, but delicious. Now, just a quick nod to two other drinks, one specifically for the UK viewers as well. Obviously, a mojito, a daiquiri kind of lengthens out with mint and soda into a mojito. So if you want to sort of put a slight banana-y twist on a mojito without it being overly sweet, without using banana puree or anything like that, you could very easily use the bitters. And then here's another shout as well. I've just done this. This is absolutely delicious. Katie and Dan Stratford sodas in the UK with these bitters. I've done this with the pineapple and star anise. I've done this with the grapefruit. I've done this with the orange. I really love that. But the whole citrus, which I call like a long daiquiri in a sense. It's basically a citrus mixer, the sort of lemon lime coming through there, lightly gassed, low in sugar, perfect for highballs. But I call it a long daiquiri. But just the addition of that same amount, that sort of half a pipette in there, totally transforms that drink. Now for cocktail number 2, we're going to move on to like a banana rum groni. Now I know this won't be up a lot of people's streets, or because the Negroni has inherently got the Campari, it does turn a lot of people off. As I've got older, I appreciate Campari now, the bitterness, what it brings to a cocktail. However, I totally get why a lot of people don't like it. But the thing that transformed the Negroni for me personally was actually playing about with the different vermouths. As soon as I stepped away from like Martini Rosso or that sort of stuff, the Negroni kind of took off for me. I'm still using this. This is Azaline. It's kind of got like a sort of saffron base to it. But normally I would use Lestau. Lestau is a sherry-based vermouth, a little bit sweeter, a little bit more full-bodied, and it just completely transforms, especially a rum Negroni for me. I can understand why a Martini Rosso, that kind of ilk, will work better with your gin cocktails, but for rum, I love something a bit more full-bodied. So, with the Negroni, I'm going for Jamaican rum. I'm going to crack this out, the Zymaca. And so Negroni is just very, very simple equal measures. So we're going 30 of your rum, we're going 30 of your Campari, and then obviously we are going for 30 of your vermouth of choice. I promise you, if you step away from Martini Rosso and explore a couple of other brands, I tell you, it would completely transform your Negroni. Now, this is really, really simple to do. All we're literally going to do is loads of ice in there, and we're going to stir 15, 20 seconds or so, and kind of dilate the cocktail down. Not forgetting to add the bitters, of course. There we go. So we want, there we go, perfect. Look at that again, about half a pipette of bitters. There we go, perfect. Right, now we can sort of stir that cocktail down for about 15, 20 seconds or so. So there we go, cocktail stirred down. I've gone all ego tenderish. I've got my large block of ice in there. Just simply single strain that over the top. And then the garnish, you could garnish with a cherry if you want, but I've just got a dehydrated orange. Now, not only is that Negroni delicious, I tell you what, the Zymaca, the Jamaican kind of rum, really works in there for a Negroni for me. Again, play about with your own sort of favourite rums in there. But just that little hint of banana that really does come through there. It's a tiny bit of citrus as well. That is a delicious, what should we call it, a pre-dinner drink. Now your third cocktail, another boozy cocktail. We're going for a Banana Rum Fashioned. I don't think the rum of choice here actually makes too much difference. Pick a nice, decent rum. Because you're adding a little bit of sugar, ideally pick a rum that isn't sweetened up, because if you want a little bit more sugar added to it, it will become too sweet for a lot of people. But play about. I think a Bajan rum would go quite well with these banana bitters. I think even a Spanish column style rum would work quite there. But I inherently go sort of a little bit more sort of blended rums for my rum fashions if I want them. So very, very simple. This one again, really, really obvious. 60 ml of your rum of choice. Your sugar, gone are the days where I used to add sort of 15 ml to my old fashions, rum fashions. I'm literally at bar spoon levels. Bar spoons will traditionally be, especially ones like this, 5 ml. The bigger bar spoons will be closer to sort of 10 ml, but I'm just literally going just under a bar spoon there. So it's probably about 4 or 5 ml of brown. I've got Monin's brown sugar syrup there, but Demerara, homemade Demerara syrup is what I would say for this. And then we've got about half a pipette again of the banana bitters. So we're going to do exactly the same thing as what we did for the Negroni. Plenty of ice, stir down for 15, 20 seconds or so, till you get your required dilution. That's what you want to do. Right, there we go. It's probably closer to about 30 seconds. Single strain. I'm on a roll with these big old ice cubes. Look at that. Single strain over the top there. You've got a decent amount in your glass. And then, should have another one there. Another dehydrated orange. And that is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I dare say Appleton 12, Dawley's 12, Dawley's 14. Some of your higher rums, you know, you go for your life. You'll do the testing. I've got this whole Jamaican banana thing going on in my head at the moment. That's kind of where I went with the Appleton. But you experiment. You let me know in the comments below how you would what rum you would kind of pair for that. But the sugar level for me is a vital 5 ml. You don't need much more than that unless you've got a really sweet tooth. Now for cocktail 4, I wanted to move away from the sort of punchier drinks. I wanted to do something fun and fruity. So I've gone for a kind of a swizzle. We're going for a banana and mango swizzle. Lime juice, mango juice. It's just Rubicon mango juice. I've just put it into a little jug there. Monin's cinnamon syrup. Now the rum, in my notes, I'll be honest, I actually had Bacardi 4-year-old down there. I know that that's going to work with all that. But what I don't know is whether it's going to come to life in a darker rum. So kind of, and I would use this sort of style of rum for like your hurricanes in that sort of cocktails. So that's where my head is. This is a test for me. I know it's going to work for like the golden rums. I don't know whether the banana's going to really come through in the darker rums. So that's what we're going to be testing. So swizzle, and I'm going to get Claire's swizzle stick out for this in a second. So 60 ml of your rum of choice in there. Let's just do the other 60 ml while I'm here. 60 ml of your mango juice. Look at that. Then 15 ml of freshly squeezed lime juice. 1.5. Perfect. And then I'm going for 15 ml of the Monin, well, whatever, cinnamon syrup. I nearly went winter spice, Monin's winter spice, but I kind of like that vibe. Banana bitters. I'm actually going to do, right, I'll start off with one prepare. In my head, I'm thinking 2, but I'm just going to do 1 for the time being. And that's that. We're going to get some crushed ice, if I can find my ice scoop, and just ice this up. And we'll put the swizzle stick in there before I go any further. So we're just going to, there we go, plenty of crushed ice in there. That'll do to get us started. And you know the drill with swizzles. Swizzle stick, if you haven't got a swizzle stick, that's absolutely fine. I love using this. This is brilliant. I love swizzle sticks for years and years and years. So again, a shout out. Thank you, good shout out Claire for sending this. Right, so swizzle up. All you do is do that to give it a good old churn. And we're going to take a little break in proceedings just to have a quick little test. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. It's a little faint. I'm going to add a second one. There's a little faint hint there, but it is fighting against the mango. Let's do another one. And let's just have another quick little swizzle up. Spot on. Oh, wow. Now that banana really comes out with the mango. And it works quite well with the rum. Because the rum is a dark rum, it's got those more sort of caramel molasses notes coming through to it, which I do actually kind of like for my rum punches. But if you don't like that vibe, as I said, my notes say Bacardi 4-year-old. That's the sort of style I was going for. Appleton, Dawley's, whatever, Plantation OD, I keep forgetting about that. Whatever kind of rum, I think you go for your lives. Now for your 5th cocktail, we're going to do a cocktail that I don't really talk about too much in the grand scheme of things, and it's the corn and oil, but actually is one of my favourite ways to drink rum. I absolutely love it. I don't know the heritage of it. I don't know where it stems from. I would naturally assume that it's a Barbados thing because it's always about the Falernum. It's all about the Bajan rum. I don't know. I'll be brutally honest. I'm going to say that this would work for any single rum that you want to do. But obviously, all the rums are going to give you different flavours. Now, Falernum. I'm not going to deep dive into Falernum. That is coming on the next Mai Tai video that is coming. I'm going to be doing some riffs. So I'm going to be talking about that. But I just want you to know, in the UK especially, there are 5 different Falernums. And they all taste completely different that I know of. But I'm going traditionalist. I'm going for JD Taylor's Velvet Falernum in here. So if you want to know all about Falernum and stuff like that, I'm going to deep dive into it into the next Mai Tai cocktail. Now, another disclosure as well. This would be the combo that I would do. I'm running a bit short on that though. So what I'm actually going to do is use the Plantation. Because I've got plenty of that and I've got another bottle down there beside me. So I'm actually going to use this. So 60 ml of, if you want to try it with Bajan rum, Barbadian rum, you go for it. If you want to try it with Jamaican or whatever other kind of style of rum, again, be my guest. There's no rules to this. There's absolutely no rules. You try. And then we go for 15. So traditionally, It's like a 1-to-4 ratio, and I really don't think we'll chat a bit more about Falernum, but I really don't think you need any more than that at all. So 1-to-4 ratio. Again, that half a pipette is traditionally Angostura bitters or those aromatic bitters that go in this. I think it even says in the bottle, stirring. No, it doesn't. It doesn't actually say. Doesn't actually say anything about bitters. I've always put bitters in. I have always put bitters in. I forgot what we called it oil. So we're just going to add a bit more ice. There we go, and then just give it a quick stir, and that is literally all you need to do for the corn oil. There you go. That is as quick as and easy as it gets. That is delicious. That is all shades of up my street. That is probably one of the simplest and easiest rum mixed drinks that will appeal. It's got because Falernum's a little bit sweet, it's got that little mass appeal with those kind of feisty sort of, well, not feisty, those sort of spice notes to it. That's delicious. The banana just sort of comes through on that. That is lovely.